Hello YouTube, it is Chris here, and in today's episode we're going to be discussing items you can use in your in-home fire survival kit. So stick with me. Welcome back everybody, and thank you for sticking with me. Like I said, today we're going to be discussing items you can use at home for your in-home fire survival kit. Now, the items you see before you do come from the subscription service Battlbox. However, in light of the recent storms and natural disasters, I feel going over items like this just make a whole lot of sense. No matter how many supplies you do pick up, there is no substitute for the basics, which are working and properly maintained smoke detectors, a good fire extinguisher in your home that is regularly monitored and checked, and also running fire drills with your family. The first item in this kit is this water gel burn kit. Now, I actually like this compact kit. It is not the end-all be-all, and it does not substitute, obviously, seeking professional medical attention. However, if you are burned or a family member is burned, they offer some pretty useful items. We have different varieties of burn dressing, which is really helpful. It helps stop the burning process and can keep the burns from getting infected and contaminated. In addition, they also add some topical creams, some burn creams, and some disinfectants, which is also helpful. Overall, this little tiny kit is pretty comprehensive and put together well. We have this Ready mask. This is basically a disposable self-adhesive particulate mask. This is not designed to filter out smoke, but it can help get smoke and some of the heavier, thicker particulates out of your passageways as well as your eyes. So hopefully you and your family can have just a little bit more time, a few extra seconds to get yourself out of the home and to safety and to evacuate. The next item up is actually pretty interesting. This is an item that I've actually wanted to check out for some time. This is the Fred light. This is an emergency beacon that has a lot of cool options on it. I've just never been able to pick one up. Now, due to the rugged nature of this, even though this is not inherently a fire protection item, this is more for like vehicle emergencies, I could see if you could put this outside of maybe like a windowsill, or maybe have it in a hallway that is filled with smoke. Maybe it could help alert firefighters to where someone may be in your home. If you kind of grab it and you have smoke inhalation and you kind of pass out, you can't call for help readily. But it has several different functions on it, from white LEDs all the way to different rotating sirens blinking in SOS modes. But most notably, it has this little hanger that you can use to hang from a tent if you're going to be using this as a camping lantern, which is totally possible. And it has a really strong magnet you can put onto the foot of your car. Now, we did some testing with this light and we could clearly see it very easily, even through a camera lens from up to 300 yards away. Next up is this fire resistant document bag. This is basically a fiberglass bag. It does cause some skin irritations if you're allergic to fiberglass, so just be wary of that. But it's pretty freaking cool. We actually own one that we keep our vital documents and birth records, things like that, in our safe. But it's a document bag that has this fold over lid, and it's designed to take, I believe, something like 1100 degrees, which is pretty substantial, which will allow you to, hopefully, if you have this inside of a safe and you've got this, or you have this in a firebox plus with this wrapped in there, hopefully it'll allow you, while you're going through the wreckage, this is one of the items that keeps your vital documents so you don't have to find replacements later. Next item up is this first responder respirator. Now, this has got to be one of the most useful items in this kit. I'm actually really happy they included this. It comes in a hard case, but opening up the case, you will see that it has some pretty simple basic instructions on it, where you go through and it tells you exactly what to do. You don't have to have any particular training on it. It's pretty self-explanatory. But you basically take the mask, you tear this thing open, and you have 60 minutes of clean, purified air if you're in a situation where it's going to be difficult to get out. Maybe you're in a really large apartment complex and you're on a higher level, or you're in an office building. Having something like this is really helpful. But an additional touch they put so you can safely get through doorways and windows and things like that. They have these fire gloves, which are heat-resistant gloves. So while you're testing and going through doors and hallways, you're not necessarily just going to burn yourself in your hands. The next item in this kit is this fire blanket. Now, these I have seen a lot, actually. These are things that you can find in school cafeterias, kitchens, residential areas. You rarely find these in residential areas though, and I'm not sure why. This honestly, for like apartments, should be completely standard. due to the fact that I want to say something around 89% of all fires start in the kitchen. Basically, you can take this from this riveted hole, and you can hang this up on a wall or any mount like that, and if you run into a fire way of a grease fire or something cooking related, you can take the fiberglass blanket, you pull those tabs down, the blanket just comes out, and you can slowly put it over the fire to smother it and prevent oxygen from getting to it, and then you can proceed to turn off the stove to prevent any residual heat from fueling and igniting that fire, and hopefully you can turn something that potentially could burn down your entire house to a incident that is not so serious. Next item is pretty freaking sweet from what I can tell. This is a throwable fire extinguisher. This is pretty awesome in my opinion. Two things I like about it is it has a 5-year lifespan, and for gasoline and biofuel fires like wood, anything like that, this will be good for. It's not going to be good for electrical fires or any type of special chemical fires. You're definitely going to have the appropriate extinguishers for that. But for those two basic fire types, this is pretty sweet. They use different types of, from what I can gather from the information I can do research on, they use different types of solvents and salts that actually combine in the solution, and you basically throw it directly into the fire, and it basically explodes upon the heat ignition and creates a spread of kind of like a solventy, salty foam that basically crushes the source of the fire and smothers the fire pretty freaking instantly. The last item in this kit is the Tomahawk. Now, this is known as the Knife of the Month Club for the Battlbox subscribers, and this is pretty substantial. Like, I looked this thing up online, and they sell this particular variant of the Tomahawk for like $190. Now, for anybody who's seen his YouTube videos, they are pretty cheesy, I'm not gonna lie. They kind of make you cringe. However, this thing is pretty freaking legit. It's got several different handle options. You have 4 or 5 different ways to hold it. And with the nail and pry bar, they do provide a really useful handle here. They have the adze kind of chisel hammer right here, so you can start breaking through plywood and 2x4s, drywall, anything like that. And a tool like this, it being so heavy, this is about the weight of my Demolition drywall hammer, and you can pretty much tear down an entire house with a heavy-duty drywall hammer. Now, like most of you guys know, I do my own individual research, so I went ahead and started doing some research on these items, and we found that it does give a value of $324 for this kit. However, with the research we did, we were able to find everything for about $297, which is still an incredible deal considering the fact for Pro Plus subscribers, this entire kit will run you about $149. But all in all, I find this kit very useful and things that me and my family can take in addition to some of the stuff we already have and build upon our kit to make our in-home survival fire preparedness more on lock. But if you enjoyed the talking points and the test footage from this particular kit, definitely throw this video a big thumbs up and share this out with your friends and family in your social media networks so we can keep growing, thriving, and making awesome videos for you guys. But that just about does it for now. Hope you guys have an absolute wonderful day. I'm out.